Welcome back to the All Sports Network. We're going to be talking about Rudy Gobert today and how he isn't a fraud. I'm not here to defend Rudy Gobert or anything like that, though. I was very disappointed in the Jazz, but he's not a fraud. Uh, like what he did, he's been doing. He's been doing it. The difference is though, now he's getting like 205 million. You know, for doing what he's been doing. That's the thing that I feel like people really saw the money and they started to overrate him. I see it a little bit with Tobias Harris, honestly, where it's like they kind of see him max and then they're kind of like, oh my gosh, like this guy's a borderline star. I don't believe in that stuff. Rudy Gobert, I mean, this is a guy that, against the Clippers, he averaged what, 13, 14, and 12, like 12, 11, that's what he's been doing like his entire career. Like I don't He's been doing this. The problem is the amount of money he's getting paid, and a lot of people, um, they look at the max, super max, and they think this guy's a star, superstar. That's not true at all, honestly. You know, Gobert, in my opinion, is like if Covington was 7 foot and couldn't shoot in a center. It was just like he's a role player. He's a role player. Honestly, he's not, and that's what sucks about Utah. It's just that with him winning these defensive player of the years and making the all defensive teams and all that, though it's like the he's able to make the most amount of money possible, and that's a shame. That's a shame. I like Utah a lot though, and they were kind of forced to pay him that money, honestly. Now could they have waited? Could they, could uh, I no, because I'm sure someone out there would have ended up giving him a crap ton of money. you know um I don't know, a lot of people, especially lately, have been, saying, oh my gosh, they should have held, should have waited, while he was a restricted till he was a restricted free agent or whatever. It's like, dude, honestly, in my opinion, like you can't have a guy on like that in free agency, like, especially when you're a team like Utah, because in my opinion, something like the Bulls would have came in and just, got him, overpaid like crazy. Um, and for Utah though, it's like, hey, yeah, you don't want to pay that much money, but who else can you get? That's the issue. Is like, who else can you get? And there aren't that many people. There really aren't. You know, it, it's just there's always something that counters every argument you can make for whatever upgrade supposedly you can make at center for Utah. I know some people are like, "Hey, Porzingis, that guy can shoot." Porzingis, he's not healthy. He's not healthy. I know a lot of people have been throwing around, like a Ben Simmons, and it's like, yeah, Ben Simmons is a better on ball defender, but you still get no offense from him. So you can't. There's not much this Utah team can do, um, and they're kind of stuck. Honestly, there's not a whole lot of money there. It's gonna be a year or two, in my opinion, until some moves are made. Bogdanovich is good. Joe Ingles is good. Um, Donovan Mitchell, dude, he's good. But a big deal though with this team, I feel like, is age. I like Mike Conley, and like I said, I like Bogdanovich and Joe Ingles. The problem though is that all those guys are like 32, 33, 34. One of them might even be 35. Like that's the issue right there, is age. Donovan Mitchell's what, 22? 23. That's the timeline there for right now is fine, but it's not gonna last. Eventually, it's gonna come to a point where Gobert and Mitchell have most of the money. most of the cap to themselves, and you're not gonna be able to do much, And what scares me though is that there is a world out there where you lose Mitchell because of what you're paying Gobert. Not saying that the talent they get, that they'll force Donovan Mitchell, but just because um, Donovan Mitchell, I mean, just seeing the way players are nowadays and whatnot, though, unless he's like a Bradley Beal, I don't see him really sticking there. Honestly, if Gobert keeps us up, which we all know he will, he's not gonna improve. There's no he's not. And if the team just as a whole gets weaker, honestly, that's gonna suck to see. But yeah. So what's the plan? Basically, it's not gonna happen this off season. But just because of financial issues and whatnot, though. But in a year or two, though, in a year or two, so I'm sorry. um, yeah, I could see a world where they give up a first or whatever, then they just get rid of Gobert just because they know it's not worth it. It's not worth it. They don't. I feel like this Jazz team really doesn't want to be stagnant. And I hope they don't. Honestly, I hope they don't. I hope they don't have a Portland situation on their hands. Where it's like you got this group, but you can't really, get beyond the second round or whatever though. Because from the way it's looking right now, just like Portland, it's like you maybe hit your high, with this Jazz team, which could be which is probably like the second round, and then you're just gonna start declining. Like once that regression starts, you can never come back from it, especially when you have your core guys. Portland, I have another video talking about this, but essentially, I mean, they reached the Western Conference Finals and they got destroyed by the Warriors. What do you do in that situation, in my opinion? Um, you make crazy moves. You make some big moves. And you get Dame, whatever, the best you can get, to improve. You don't run it back. You don't. You don't run it back. Um, Eventually they're in my opinion pretty balanced team. Really ended up turning into like this team that was trying to supercharge their offense, and it was just terrible. And I don't want to see that from this Jazz team. I hope it does. I believe they're smarter than that. So yeah. So let's hope things end up well though. But it's gonna be a while until something's done. Um, like I said, the future isn't too bright for Utah, really. I mean, Donovan Mitchell. He's great. He's freaking great. But Gobert's money, his ability to play, Conley age, Bogdanovich age, Joe Ingles age. I like Clarkson, but like Jack on the podcast said, he's really just a luxury. Like if everyone else is on, like he's a luxury. You don't necessarily want this guy to be um your second, third, not even definitely not even like your fourth best player. Honestly, you really want him to be like just a luxury. I take that back. Maybe he can be your fourth best player. I'm not too high on Jordan Clarkson. But yeah, the future, in my opinion, not too bright. But it's gonna be, in my opinion, at least 2 years before some real things are done about it, or hopefully done about it. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.